This is Chargers Now. I am your host, Will Ortner, and today we are going to be discussing the free agent signings that the Los Angeles Chargers have made so far. At the time of recording, it is Thursday, March 12th, and it is 1:13 Central Time. So if the Chargers make some moves, you might hear about it at the beginning of this video, but this right now is everyone that the Chargers have brought in so far. We're going to leave guys like Khalil Mack and Trevor Penning for another video where we go a little bit more of a deep dive into the grades of the re-signings of free agents for the Chargers, or I guess I should say the extensions of players with the Chargers. So these are all players who were either free agents with another team or they became free agents because their contracts ran out with the Los Angeles Chargers. I want you right now, before today's video starts, grade the Chargers free agency so far. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know down below in the comment section where you think this team is at and how well you think they've been doing. First player we're going to talk about is Tyler Biadasz. He is the center from the Washington Commanders. The Chargers made this signing after center Bradley Bozeman ended up retiring. What I do think is important to talk about here with Biadasz is he is someone that's going to come in and instantly improve this offense. He is someone that is going to keep this team pushing forward and keep this team pushing in the right direction. You know you had to make a center change, even if Bradley Bozeman was going to stay in the National Football League. To me, this is an A signing. You got better, and you didn't end up breaking the bank. Didn't end up signing Tyler Linderbaum, but that's okay because you signed your guy for literally $17 million less a year. Next, we're going to talk about Del'Shawn Phillips, fantastic linebacker for this team. Another guy that can also add in as well on that special teams side of the football. Now, he doesn't count as a re-signing or an extension. He counts as a player that the Chargers signed in free agency because, well, his contract had gone up. So I guess technically he would fall in the re-signing because you're keeping him here on the squad. In my personal opinion, this is a B+ signing. You're keeping a guy who is a very good player with your team. Going to be more of a rotational guy, but definitely plays really well on the special teams. You know, defensive coordinator Coach O'Leary is really going to like this move, and he's really going to like keeping some continuity with this squad, keeping someone who's been here before and understands how that locker room is going to work. Make sure that you hit that sub button. We're going to keep you covered on all things Chargers throughout the year of 2026. We're a new channel, so we're a little bit smaller. You hit that sub button, the bigger we grow, the more opportunities we're going to have to cover your favorite teams. Next, we're going to talk about Josh Harris. Man, oh man, I love just breaking down long snapper film. Harris has been fantastic with this team. He's played in 61 games for the squad. He's been here for about 4 years with the Los Angeles Chargers. To me, this is an A signing because you're getting a guy to come back on a relatively nice deal, and you're keeping building that special team strong. We look at the team that just won the Super Bowl in the Seahawks. Guess what they do? They pay a lot of money to their special teams players because they know it is important to keep them as happy as possible, and a strong facet of your game needs to be the special teams. You can't just focus on the offensive side of the football and the defensive side of the football. Special teams is a third of the game. It is easy to forget that spot. Smart that the Chargers did. Next player we got to talk about is Deane Leonard, defensive back for this team. Again, another guy doing a lot of stuff on special teams. Excited to bring him back with his squad. Hopefully Coach O'Leary can help build him up. It's always smart to make sure that you bring back guys on good contracts that you think can help add to this team. So to me, this is a B signing. I think the Chargers did a good job of making sure that their team is continuing to build in the correct way, and you're keeping guys who are good locker room guys with your squad. To me, it's smart. Chargers, get him back on a good contract. Leonard, he's a good player. I love what they're doing there. I think it's a good decision. Make sure that you turn on your notifications. Do not miss any of the news that we got going on here with the Chargers. We got the latest news and rumors for you. By the way, Keaton Mitchell, that signing happened earlier today. We were able to put out a video. You had your notifications on. You definitely saw the video. You don't want to miss breaking news stories like that? Make sure you turn on those noties. Cole Strange is an apt name for the offensive lineman that the Chargers signed. I find this a fascinating move. Now, obviously, Strange did spend some time in Miami with Coach Mike McDaniel, So it does seem like McDaniel and the rest of that offensive crew, they really want to bring some of their players from Miami back because they like some of these players from Miami. Now, I think this is a C-plus move here because I think that the Chargers had money to spend, and I still don't understand why they were not spending it at that guard position. Now, I will say this because I do think this is important to say and smart to say that with a guy like Cole Strange, maybe there is something there that we don't see. Mike McDaniel spent more time with him, so maybe that's an opportunity. We saw what Zion Johnson got from the Cleveland Browns, and to me, that's too much money. I would not be willing to spend that for a player of Zion Johnson's caliber. So maybe the Chargers are sitting back here saying, hey, you know what? We can get a player that we really like, and it's going to be at a cheaper level. Maybe that's the decision that they decided to go with. But right now, looking at it on its face, that's a C-plus signing. Charlie Kolar, next guy that we got to talk about, spent a good chunk of his time over with the Baltimore Ravens. Like what he was doing there, ended up signing a 3-year deal to come over to the Chargers. To me, this is an A- signing because Kolar was someone that we all knew was going to be a target of the Chargers. He's a fantastic blocker, underrated at catching the football out of the backfield. But he's going to fit into this Mike McDaniel scheme the way that the Chargers want him to. You need to have 12 personnel going, so the Chargers were always going to have to come up with a strong tight end option opposite of Gadsden. Now, what I do find fascinating with this move is that there's a lot of rumors that Kolar was not used as well as he should have been when it came to his pass catching ability. Will the Chargers start using him more in that role? He's also replacing Disley, which I think is important. Next, we're going to talk about fullback Alec Ingold. I think this is the sneakiest, the best move that the Chargers have made in free agency. When you look at Alec Ingold, he is going to add into this offense for Mike McDaniel in the best way possible, and that is by adding in the fullback element. We all know that Shanahan and those of his disciples, they love to use a fullback in their scheme and in their system, and Alec Ingold is one of the best in the National Football League. If Kyle Juszczyk is the number one guy, Ingold's probably the number two. To me, this is an A-plus signing. Now, he's obviously not going to come in and reset the record books, but you need a fullback to come in and be a starter for the Chargers, and you needed a real fullback to be a starter for this Chargers team. I think that Ingold, you're getting him on a good deal. It's not too expensive. You got him for a couple of years. He's going to be an important piece of this and really get this ground game going. You're completely revamping this offense. You need guys who know how to play in this offense. He's one of those guys. Keaton Mitchell, the latest signing as of taping today. He's going to be a running back with this Chargers team. Incredibly fast is Keaton Mitchell. He's, one of those players when he is healthy, there are a few better than him. And I think that he can fit into this McDaniel scheme in a way similar to Devon Achane. Now, the question is going to be, can he stay as healthy as Achane has been able to stay? If he does, this is an A signing. You're getting a player that at any moment can go to the house. At any moment, he can be a big play threat waiting to happen. Very explosive is Mitchell. Now, the question is always going to be, are you going to be able to keep him healthy? If he stays healthy, watch the F out. Very special player and the type of guy that can be a really big addition to this Chargers squad. When we look at the Chargers' new signings, this is who the Chargers have brought in so far. And I'll tell you right now that I do think that these are good moves. Now, while none of these moves are going to jump off the page to you, none of these signings are going to, really knock your hair back. You don't have the big Alec Pierce move, Trey Hendrickson move, even Odafe Oweh re-signing move. You just have a bunch of little moves, smart moves. And I think that is important to kind of note here. The Chargers clearly like what they are doing and are going to build in a little bit more of a quieter manner. Now, some Chargers fans, and I get what you're saying, are going to say that the Chargers are going on the cheap. And I get why you say that. There isn't that big move, and the Chargers have a ton of money. The hope here is that the Chargers believe and see things that nobody else does. Important to mention that there have been multiple players at other stops with other franchises that no one really cared about them getting signed, and then they turned into something special. I'm going to choose to look at this with a glass half full type of mentality. The Chargers are making smart moves, even though they're not sexy moves. To me, it's a good free agency so far. Or I guess I should say decent. What is your one-word reaction to the Chargers free agency signing so far? Let me know down below in the comment section. I've told you where my opinion is. I think it's been decent. It's not perfect. It's not going to blow your hair back. It's been decent. Let me know what your opinion is down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Make sure that you hit that sub button. We've got you covered on all of the latest and greatest Chargers news. We're just starting the channel, so we're really trying to grow it here at Chat Sports. I'm really trying to grow it here at Chat Sports. Producer Searle is really trying to grow it here at Chat Sports. Let us know that you appreciate what we are doing by hitting that sub button. Thank you to everyone who does that. And make sure on this Thursday, you bolt up.